Welcome back to the channel. If you're new around here, I'm Rob.
I'm David.
And we like to do videos talking about our travels as, long-term, slow travelers as we make our way around the world. Today's video is going to be a little, perhaps less formal. We just have had I don't even want to call it a situation.
Not even
That
close.
doesn't come
No.
close. But sometimes when you're traveling, things just go wrong or not quite as expected, and you have to make course corrections or change your plans. And if you're anything like me, sometimes that is really easy to do for some reason, and then other times it's not easy to do. It can be very frustrating. So we just kind of thought we would talk about our own, the last week of how we've had to kind of change some things up just to make sure we could get through and still have a good experience.
Yep.
Does that sound about right? But we had just this couple of weeks, and so we're doing a little fast travel. Dubrovnik, Lyon here, and then I got sick. And not sick in a contagious way. I want to say, okay, so the great thing about nurses is that we can't diagnose people with anything, but we're really good about diagnosing ourselves with all sorts of crazy stuff.
With the help of the internet.
With the help, yes. I know too much. And so I don't know, but I probably have diverticulitis, something like that. It's probably fairly mild, but it's been uncomfortable to say the least, and I didn't really want to do much. So we made it to Lyon, and then I just was feeling bad. So we had some plans.
We had planned to take a bus over to Geneva, Switzerland, which would have been Rob's first time ever going to Switzerland. We were planning to eat fondue, which we both love.
Okay, this is the important part because I grew up as a kid. We have fondue, cheese fondue, every Christmas Eve since I was little. I love cheese fondue, but I wanted to get Swiss fondue in Switzerland.
Makes a difference.
We had this plan for months. I've been so excited about this. And then it was like,
We bought the bus tickets.
Yes.
I mean, everything was paid for and bought.
And now I'm on a liquid diet to try and rest my gut. And I can't eat cheese fondue. So
we decided to forego Switzerland
So
altogether.
this was the hard part. Okay, so this is what I want to talk about. Like sometimes things happen and you can, at first I was mad at myself. I was frustrated. Of course I was cranky because I'm not feeling good. But at a certain point when you travel, you just know things like this happen. And sometimes it's like this where it's just some random intestinal inflammation that's causing problems. And sometimes it's that the airline loses your luggage or that an airline cancels or delays a flight or
There's a strike in a town or there's so many things can put a bump in your travel plan.
Yes. We're here in Paris. Now for Paris, we had to plan everything out because it's such a tourist hotspot. If you want to go to the Louvre, you have to buy your tickets way ahead of time because it's all timed. So it's not even I want to go to the Louvre on this day. I want to go to the Louvre at 10:30. Like you have to book everything way in advance. And you just don't always know if that's going to work out. Now we're looking at rain this week. We don't know how our plans are going to work out with what the weather is.
And so we're expecting to get wet.
Yeah. And so you just so sometimes you have to book ahead not knowing if you're going to have the ideal circumstances. We had to make the very difficult decision about going to Switzerland or not. So we just canceled it.
And we decided to all of us cancel. Peggy and I decided to not go on our own.
I tried to get them to go without me, but I'm just the life of the party apparently, and they didn't.
I've been there before. Peggy's going in a few months. We decided it would be best if we just got rid of those tickets that we had paid for. It wasn't a complete loss. We looked at the tickets, and although we could not get a refund on those tickets, we could get a voucher because it was with Flixbus. So we could get a voucher for a partial amount of that money we had paid for a future bus ride.
So this is one of those things where you have to really pay attention to the fine print. We hadn't when we booked the tickets, but once we were ready to go,
because we weren't planning on not going.
And so you can get credit depending on how early you cancel. So we had bought two separate tickets, a bus there and then a bus back. For the bus there, we were canceling within 24 hours, I think it was. And so we got like 25% back. But for the night bus, we were over 24 hours. So then we got, I think, 50% back.
But even though that happened and we had to figure it out a day later, do you care? Are you, I mean, you're sad. But
So I think, yeah, it's a really good point about travel is that you have to gain your perspective, right? Where this life is amazing. And yes, I wanted to go to Switzerland. I've wanted to go there for a long time. It kills me that it's a country I haven't been to. Yes, I've been wanting since I was a kid to go and have fondue there. But my life is pretty great. And you know, when you get sick like that, you have to honor yourself and take care of yourself so that you get better and don't just prolong things out. Or, you know, if it's something out of your control, like a bus strike in Peru. You know, we were in Cusco trying to get to Machu Picchu and there's a bus strike and we couldn't leave Cusco. Like it can be very frustrating. But at the same time, things work out. And I know we can come back if we want. I would love to see more of Lyon. It is a gorgeous city. The little that I saw it, I went on a walk every day. I'm feeling much better, so that's good. You have to just keep your perspective of what it is that's going on and not get too bogged down in the, you know, feeling sorry for yourself because something went wrong and something that I missed. I'm very sad that I missed it, but I know I still have the opportunity to do that again someday in the future.
yeah, things will go wrong in the future for us, and we will deal with it like we dealt with this one.
Yeah.
Yeah, it won't be hard because we've done it, we've learned from it.
I mean, maybe some of you might not know this story, but we got trapped on the Galapagos Islands during COVID. Like we had just lifelong dream, go to the Galapagos, right? We landed, we're here. We had 3 weeks planned. We were going to stay there a long time. We were super excited about it. The first day we get there, we're like, hey, let's just take it easy and walk around. And we saw a few things. And then the next day, everything shut down for COVID, including all flights. All the beaches were closed, every public space. We had to stay. Like, it was the worst. We went all the way there, did not see a tortoise. Like, it's crazy to me that I've been to the Galapagos and yet I really haven't. Like, we're going to have to go back again someday.
Someday, so that we can actually
So
see
that we
it.
can actually
Even though we
see
spent
it.
a nice week there.
Yeah, we were there over a week,
Over a
but
week.
saw nothing. But that's still okay. It's still a story that we get to tell. And that's another good point, is that sometimes when bad things happen, they make for good stories.
Good stories.
Even if something like that happens to you and you lose your luggage or whatever, you're going to be frustrated and annoyed at it. But in the back of your head, just keep paying attention to those details so that you can tell the story even better afterwards. Because
Other travelers love to hear that. Yeah. One thing that helps get through those things is to just make your plans for the next step. Because there's always that stress of, oh no, now what do I do? But if you just quickly just get past the sad part of it, and
That was sad.
then sit down, make your decisions for what you're going to do next, make those plans, and then you can be relieved because everything's taken care of.
You know, that really is a good point, because like we were kind of stressing out about the Switzerland like tickets of what we were going to do. As soon as we canceled them, then the decision was made. And so I was still sad about it, but I wasn't stressed about it anymore because the decision was done.
Yeah, and
It
then
was
we were
taken
like,
care of.
okay, now we'll go on a walk.
Yeah.
Instead of go to Switzerland, and it was perfectly fine.
It does make a difference. I mean, as travelers, you just have to be flexible because you never know what's going to come. And there's a lot of great things and we want to see everything. And then sometimes we just don't. And that's okay too, as long as you're enjoying what you're with and who you're with.
Who you're with.
Yeah. He's taken very good care of me. He should be a nurse because you've taken good care of me. Thank you. So this was a case where something specific happened that really kind of disrupted our plans. Sometimes you're going to find as a long-term traveler, especially, that you just get tired and overwhelmed and there's not something specific that you can pinpoint. You just know you're feeling bad. I think that's more of a travel fatigue issue. We did a really good video on that. You're going to want to watch that right here.
Today and not tomorrow.